Welcome, everyone. This is Pilot Mules, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at late Susan LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Sanswinda,
Hello.
Querendus,
Hello, everyone.
and Krister.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and let's begin with the news for this week, where Standing Stone Games has announced that the Mines of Moria will be arriving on Shadowfax on September 1st.
Are you ready?
Nope.
No.
But it sounds awesome.
Maybe I should have played on Treebeard instead at the rate I'm leveling.
Too soon! Wait, what?
Well, the rate we're leveling, though, is half because of the tortoise stones that we keep putting back on Pine Life.
Well, it's not the... Yes, but I didn't think that we'd want to be level 30 in the Shire. I mean, the entire idea of our group was to have some challenge in the content, right?
How fair. I just figured we'd, get to end cap and then have challenge in the No. I think having challenge the whole way makes sense, Pine Life. I'm just pointing out that we would have leveled a lot faster if we hadn't put on tortoise stones to keep up with the content.
Well, I suppose we'll have to start picking up the pace so that we could reach... I'm just thinking that maybe we should
We
wait...
can just proceed at our own pace and not pay much attention to the new opening areas, because there'll be a rush for all the quests and resources there.
Besides, we'd want to arrive to Moria just in time for us to experience the new LI system instead of the old one.
That's a really good point.
Pine Leaf is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
That is true.
Also, they have not quite announced, but stated that they're intending to provide the first preview of the Brawler about a week after this. Right now, they're penciling in September 7th, but that's the Tuesday after Labor Day, so don't place bets on them hitting that date exactly. But if things go right, we should at least get it sometime that week. So that's about, 9 or 10 days from now? Let's say about 10 days from now. So that would be the Brawler. We could finally find out what this Brawler is all about, what races can play it, I hope, and maybe we could provide them with a great deal of feedback in saying what's right or wrong with the Brawler in LOTRO. I don't know how many of you are planning to jump right into Bulwer and test that out when it comes out.
Who's the Brawler based on? What's the concept behind the Brawler?
Well, that's a little bit of a question here because I've heard two potential references. One of them had to do with the Rohirrim, but that was a reference in one of the tokens lines concerning let's say a rather fatal fist fight in there, and the other one has to do with dwarves. I think they're saying...
Well, I could have swore I watched Endang's Q&A with Breninia.
Yeah?
That he had mentioned that it was kind of supposed to be Helm Hammerhand.
Yeah, Helm Hammerhand was one of the inspirations I saw. Yes, Helm Hammerhand was what I said when it had to do with the Rohirrim.
Okay, cool.
When you have a name like Helm Hammerhand, well, did he carry a hammer in his hand, or did he punch people as if he were using a hammer?
He intimated, I seem to recall in that no, he's not bare-fisted, but he wouldn't let on at all what the weapons might be. Who knows?
Yeah, I think I was once joking that they would have something like Cesti or brass knuckles. I think someone said something about gauntlets. I think I heard rumors of. But probably not. So something in that department. we'll have to find that out when. Well, maybe we'll find out in 10 days.
Yes.
But let's head on to the LOTRO Beacon, where we have issue 217, where looks like we got quite a battle going. Is that Azog there, or is that just a random orc? Let's head into the community spotlight. Alt Rock Band presents Lollapalooza on September 4th on Crick Hollow, and you can read more about their concert on the LOTRO forums. What, are they celebrating Lalia?
Ugh.
She's actually sponsoring the great big concert, like instead of like Budweiser or something like that, it's Lalia's Market. No, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Krister Wicks did not get the contract, evidently.
No, we're really bitter about it too. How dare they?
Right, and Crick Hollow's alternate rock grunge festival, Saturday, September 4th, outside of Lalia's in Bury. Then Gondaman Rock Night 2021 takes place on September 4th as well on Belegir, and you get more information on that on the LOTRO Artists webpage. So we have 2 rock concerts on the same day. And the Dragoons, the Lord's Kinship on Gladden, is hosting a riddle event through the end of the Farmers Fair, and you can learn more about that on the LOTRO forums. And the HDRO Discord is a German language Discord for the LOTRO community. You can check out the Discord channel, and just remember that is a German language Discord. So make sure that you know how to speak German first before visiting, unless you're trying to learn German by watching what they say. So let's into our weekly comment. Does your character prefer a hot bath or a jump in the lake?
Well, the lava's a little bit too hot to bathe in, so it's the jump in the lake for sure.
My character likes the idea of a hot bath, but has jumped in a lot more lakes than hot baths in the game.
Hot baths, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a hot bath, but I'll throw other people in the lake.
You'll throw other people into the lake. Well, yes. Obviously, my Minecraft characters will avoid the hot baths for the reasons that Sanswinda gives.
I mean, the lava in Mordor is pretty hot too.
Oh yeah, I try to avoid more. Well, I definitely will prefer a cold lake when I'm in Mordor. I get you got a point there, because their hot baths are a little bit too hot.
The hot springs though, in Forkel are pretty nice.
Ah, yes. Now
There you go.
Yes. So
Lenore,
I don't know if those count as a bath though. Those might still be a jump in a lake.
Very shallow one.
A very shallow hot one.
In chat, Lenore had said that jumping in a lake is better for sobering up.
That's true.
I don't know. In LOTRO, I seem to find that sobering up is always just a matter of time.
Well, yes, there is that. It certainly doesn't help by chewing almonds and drinking watered honey.
That is a good point, Mary Rose. We should probably avoid jumping into the water in Lake Town regardless, because of the outhouses.
Eep!
Alright. Yeah. Let's then head into the fan site news. Laura Linarian has created some moving screenshots for Wallpaper Engine. If you use the screenshot program, find the images on Laura Linarian's Steam Workshop page. And Fiber Jedi has created a mobile-friendly version of the LOTRO beacon, and you can find it on his blog. And last week, we were in charge of Silly Walks.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
But Elrond was the minister.
Right. Yes.
The minister of Silly Walk.
Yes, he administered our Silly Walks.
Elrond.
Yes. LOTRO Screens is a Twitter account featuring in-game screenshots, and you can find the channel on Twitter. And LOTRO Stream is your first stop to find LOTRO on Twitch. This week's Eldaleth does dailies of French Girl Gaming, Quests and Minas Morgul, and Elgadwin gets festive. And also on Twitch, Bloodborne goes Middle Earthen, Mr. Deriv goes by the book, and Orda Dunyacom travels to Norcross and beyond. And over on YouTube, The Frank Show gets a first impression. Erich Desaad discovers the Shire, and Capture Fail plays in 4K. So let's have a look at our screenshot of the week, where Cemetery snapped this beautiful screenshot in the Iron Hills. And this week's screenshot of the week, and you can submit your screenshots for consideration by emailing to lotro@standingstonegames.com. And that is it for the LOTRO Beacon for this week.
J.J. Abrams would be jealous of those lens flares in that screenshot.
Let's go and find out what's on sale this week. And Guarandis, what's on sale?
Prepare for battle. It's 30% off stat tomes, regen, food, run speed boost, attack speed boost. That's through September 2nd. We're in bonus days for the weekend, which unfortunately, if you're listening to this on the podcast afterwards, means it's over. You do get a free 100% crafting XP boost with the coupon code GetCraftsy now through the September the 2nd. Pardon me, my tongue got tied in a knot.
Yes, the tongues are not cooperating tonight.
Nope.
Let's head into the LOTRO Players News site, where Squirrel took a look at VIP perk boosts. I don't know how often you use these things, because
All the time.
you use them all the time.
The jug? Oh, yeah. Everybody, all the waiters use the jug.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the jug.
How dare you? I'm talking about the jug.
I am talking about the perk boosts that you get by spending Destiny points.
Oh. Okay, my apologies.
Yes. You remember those, right?
I do. I use the. You know what? I haven't used it in so long. I probably should create a new character sometime.
Yes. The most commonly one used I can think of would be the XP boost that you can get, because you could get some store-bought XP boosts up to every so often in there, and you could really catch up very quickly. It's sort of not something to use if you're going to be constantly turning on the stone or anything like that. But if you are trying to show even Shadowfax the meaning of haste, throw in a few of those things. Now, there is a limit of, I think what happens is that there's a limit of 5, and that once you hit the limit of 5, there's a 20. I think that each time you use one, there's a 24-hour cooldown, but you use up to 5. So you could use 5 in quick succession, but then you only get 1 per day after that, as each of them cools off one by one. But there are other boosts in here also that you can get. It's just that I extremely rarely use the other ones. So there are some for skirmish marks, there are some for hope, there are some for morale. And
Yeah, you pretty much. Yeah, the hope and morale are the only other ones besides the experience one that I've used. So.
yeah. And
Now,
these are
Mary Rose in the chat said that they use Destiny points when out of hope tokens or wants to use the XP boost.
right. And the nice things about these is that they are treated as store-bought items, which means that if you get killed, you don't lose the buffs. They still stay active for the time period in which are allocated for it. Though, of course, you prefer not to die in the first place. But anyway, so Squirrel had a little look at the Destiny points item, probably because the Destiny points system is something that gets so little attention these days. Unless, of course, you're looking for an XP perk. And that's the site news for this week. So let's then head on to our week in gaming. And Christopher, what were you up to? I heard that it has something to do with bits.
Oh yes. Our it was kind of a surprise this Friday. Our a lot of our old raiders appeared, and we got a raid together. And we went and did Fall of Khazad-dûm again, and it went smooth enough that if it goes this way again, we're going to finally dive into T2, into the more complicated stuff. But it went really well. We had a couple people we had one person that had not been on that raid before, and they have really changed how the battle log looks from the earlier versions from years ago. And so just to hear his reaction when that battle log appeared was pretty priceless to hear somebody see it for the first time. So that was a lot of fun. We're very excited. I'm pretty excited about it because the T2 is when we start to actually get into everybody's got to pay attention, everybody's got to do their job, and that's usually the very fun part for me about playing LOTRO. And then in our LOTRO Minecraft server, I've had the most hysterical transition here because I played Minecraft for years. I love it. It was just like Legos to me. And but there's two bangs. There was the creepers initially. I just hated the creepers with a passion. And then the Nethermen came into a close second. I don't know how many times I died at their hands. But we went hunting in the Nether, and we figured out a way, or there was a tactic to throw a boat down and trap the Nethermen, and we perfected that tactic. And we've reduced this terror-inducing nightmare that has been boogeyman for me for years to a nothing. I mean, it's just it's so trivial. You know, I'm wearing a pumpkin head. I have no armor on. I have a sword and a boat, and somehow I rake in all the ender pearls. So I got a ton of ender pearls. I was very happy about it. It was a fun adventure to do in Minecraft, and I've never done that before. And then in Ark Survival, we're playing on our Ark server, the LPN Ark server, and that's been a lot of fun. And of course, Sanswind has been very generous in her knowledge, especially considering I try to just do things myself without reading any instructions. So it often ends in frustration. But Sans gave me some tips on how to train or how to what is that called? Gosh darn it! Now I can't remember. Tame. Thank you. I kept saying train. So to tame a dinosaur, and I tamed my first Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I'm very happy about it. I'm going to put a saddle on him and ride him around. Well, to her, and her name is Ben. So, Where? What did you get up to this last week?
Well, it was a jam-packed week for me. Particularly marked a momentous event on Thursday. Gorindus completed the Moria meta deed, and now can cruise around. Thank you. And now can cruise around in a nimble black goat, which is very sweet. Being the savior of Moria isn't too bad either. You know, nice title. Shame it doesn't last. Special thanks I wanted to say to Lunari Stoutshield in the form of Captain Baldric Kerr for doing all those instances with me over and over and
And
over.
over.
I did. We started using after we'd got all of the like quest type of deeds out of the way, finding this, finding that. We just dug into our vaults and found some Slayer deed accelerators because 200. I need to kill 200 of these. I did get to experience finally now to the. Would you like that pan seared?
Hooray!
So yeah, that. Pardon me. Allergies are bad tonight. So yeah, that was fun. I've been leveling my high elf minstrel too. She may be unwise to keep the company she does. No, not really. Cleared out most of the Barrow Downs. Still need to do what is it? Nemesis of the Fallen. But it's not. That's not part of the Breland deeds. So I think the only thing left is Sickleflies. Yeah. And Lara the Berg became a chicken last Sunday. That was the first time I have done chicken play. I did observe it's no wonder that everything wants to eat a level 1 chicken because our drumsticks are going to be the size of turkey legs by the time we're done.
Aha! I never thought about it that way.
It's all you see is his little legs going, the muscles. Anyway, so the Nightblade is almost done with Glenumbra, and Miss Shiny is enjoying the Daily Delves in Rothgar. They have a year 1 event going on right now, and well, you can get 2 tickets a day, but there's no way I'm going to Imperial City every day. I no, just no. So yeah, Rothgar, yay! Sans, what did you get up to this week?
Well, I also ran around as a chicken. It was a lot of fun on Sunday, and we got more done than we thought we were going to, so that was pretty cool too. I've got to say, turning into a chicken in the middle of an egg scramble is a little bit disconcerting, but also kind of fun until people start fish slapping you.
Rude.
It was rude. I wasn't even in, like, the middle trying to confuse anything. I had, like, was standing in front of the chicken and turned into a chicken. Anyway, I also joined Trouble in Tuckborough during the field trip on a Stout Ox burglar, and it helped us end up with 3 burglars in that group. 1 warden, 1 minstrel, and 1 guardian were also there. And our DPS rocked. We let the... Go ahead.
Yeah, those lieutenants certainly
Yeah.
learned their lesson.
We let the visibles take the boss down to the other side of the courtyard, and we just laid in wait for the lieutenants. And I think we all got to stab them about once before they died. And then we disappeared and waited for the next lieutenant. And it was pretty awesome. And I got the killing blow on the boss.
Rats.
Yeah. I got a critical hit running up behind it and kapowing it after we finished killing the 3rd lieutenant. So that was pretty awesome. And I did some more festivaling and fishing. My fishing skill on my pretzel brother is now level 20. Mostly from catching weeds. They really need to weed out the fish ponds a little bit. Or like...
Well, I guess that's what we're doing.
I guess that is what we're doing. I've been helping weed out the fish pond. Mostly of weeds. And I found the roof of the Nether in survival on our Minecraft server. For the first time ever, I successfully found the roof of the Nether without going into creative mode and breaking the bedrock there. So, I'm really proud of myself, and I didn't die doing it, and I was able to create a portal there so we can get back, but then the portal landed me in mid-air, standing on nothing, in the regular world, and finally graciously came down the road to see what had happened. I'm not sure how it looked from the ground, but I was definitely all the way up in the clouds watching the road.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So
Well, at least you were above the lake, so that.
that is true. Jumping down was not deadly because I could just jump into the lake.
Well, that tells you which one you needed to do then.
Precisely. It saved my life jumping into that lake. So it was pretty fun. How was your week, Pineleaf?
Okay. We'll begin with my warden on Honor, who walked into Mordor, though I certainly didn't do it simply. So I finally reached Udun in my quest in there and just got to the point of all the introductions in Udun, but I suppose that means now it's time for me to head out and face the enemies that are most certainly going to give me a miserable day while I attempt to do anything in Mordor. Then also, I played several rounds of a new game called Mini Rogue. This is actually a game that's been around for a few years as a print and play, but a production unit version of it has finally come out. So I've been playing that, and I've been experiencing in Mini Rogue many deaths. And over in Minecraft, we raided an end city. And I think, though, it might be more appropriate to call it an end village. This thing was tiny. I think it's the smallest an end city can possibly be.
It might have been just a combination Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, gas station.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Just a little pop-up village there that comes up in order to support the workers at the location.
I'm kind of glad finally because those shulkers were pretty. I'm assuming we would have seen a lot more if that city was bigger. So.
Yeah, those shulkers can be a bit of a pain.
It's just like the quick stop at the interstate exchange.
Yeah, similar to that. The only problem is there's no interstate there. I had to build a bridge which will take us to there in the first place. So charging tolls to the person who built the bridge is a bit outlandish. But also, speaking of bridges, I did build a bridge at the village where the Phoenix, which is a village that well, let's just say it had a bad day but it has revived from its bad day in there. And we have all these surface bridges all the way across there, and it makes navigating by water through Phoenix quite a bit of a pain. So what some people did is they put these holes in the on those bridges in there so they can get their boats through. But of course, that means walking across the bridge is a little bit painful. So what I did is I built one of the bridges in there. It turned out to be 120 blocks long, so it's a very, very long bridge in there. I got that done, and I'm hoping to build a couple more bridges in the area so that we have absolutely no trouble with either boat traffic or with foot traffic, and they all can get nice and along together. And that concludes my week in gaming. So let's then look at news beyond LOTRO, where Wizards of the Coast has announced that they will have a Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set coming out in 2023.
Whoa. Sounds intriguing, honestly.
It sounds intriguing, all right. We'll have to see what happens on that when the time comes. But that's at least a year and a half away. So maybe we'll have more news around about that then. So remember back in 2021 when we announced? We'll see what happens then. Our top supporter this month is LOTRObuild.com. LOTRObuild.com is a collection of full LOTRO databases that includes an item database, a relics database, and a titles database. Also, you can use it from your Discord server with LOTRObuild bot. We currently have 16 supporters on Patreon, and if you'd like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, you could go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money would be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. We did not receive any emails this week. We'd like, since when you can send it to podcast at LOTROplayers.com. You can also follow Twitter, the Players Alliance, at Players Ally, LOTRO Players at LOTRO Players, Arendis at Arendis, Piney Pet, Pineleaf Needles, Senswinda at Senswinda, Terry Edwin at Terry Edwin, Guarendis at Guarendis, Calabathian at Calabathian, and Krister is fish slapping a chicken at an egg scramble.
Oh, was that you? Was it?
That was well, I didn't want to admit it.
Because I was gonna say because we did end up kind of ganging up on him as chickens, chasing him around the egg scramble. I would have thought you would have mentioned it before.
I just fully appreciated that being able to hear that sentence. Is fish slapping a chicken at an egg scramble? You know what? That's just fun. I fully support this.
Yeah. The Players Alliance has two shows on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have LOTRO Players News. You can source for our shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And LOTRO Players News podcast can now be found on Amazon Music and Audible. Really?
Whoa.
With that news, that is all for tonight. And this is Pine Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.